video, like the live video until now. So I'm just like, oops. Nope, maybe take that back. Maybe about 5 minutes ago. So what I'm going to do, because I have nothing else to do, except for, hey, let's see how long I can procrastinate on everything that I need to do. I am going to talk through me finishing my stuff for England because I am going there on a trip, and then I also set an alarm to remind me to like do this at like earlier. All right. And then after this, what I'm going to do is hello. I'm going through what I need to do. I guess me being watched like a hog. Hi, Eric. How are you? How's life? Oh, wait. Okay. I have like 20 minutes left on this Dean Cain movie that I'm watching. It's called Small Town Santa. You can find it for free on YouTube, just like Hallmark movies. So they are cheesy as all get out, but I'm like, I'm in the mood for a cheesy Hallmark romance love story. So I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and watch these. So yeah, I'm. Yeah. How are you doing today, Eric? I hope you're doing well. I do. And the May filled with like cheesy haul. I'm doing good. I started watching cheesy Hallmark movies yesterday, and so what I'm going to do is basically finish this one tonight. Not while I'm on the video. Oh my goodness, the glare is horrible. Okay, there we go. Finish watching Small Town Santa. It's on YouTube if you were curious. That's good. I want to finish watching Small Town Santa on YouTube, and then I don't know. There's like other YouTube videos. Hi, Nerfy. Oh my goodness, you're on. Wait, aren't you the one that's over in like India? I think it is. Mutton. Oh, mutton. So that's why. Okay, cool. Let's see. You're in Nepal, right? Is it Nepal or somewhere else? Um, no. Or is it Bangladesh? I'm looking at a map and I'm like trying to figure out where exactly or which country you're in, which like I think it was like eastern portion of India. It was you or someone else. So yeah. I'm in the USA, which USA is decent size, so yeah. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm glad that I got on earlier than like 9:30, 10 o'clock. And I also set an alarm, so that way I will remember from now on to get on a little bit earlier. Um, yeah, because otherwise, if I get on at like 11 o'clock at night, then like everybody's not on, and I'm like, I miss you guys. So I'm just like, so anyways, yeah. So I'll be watching Small Town Santa. I'll finish that. Dean Cain, he was a very popular actor in the 1990s, and he played in the television show Superman: The Adventures of Lois and Clark. And it's less about him being Superman. I mean, you see some clips where he's playing as Superman, but it's more about him and Lois's interaction life together. Whereas, like, someone pointed out that a lot of, maybe not the movies, but the television shows that are out there, it's more about him being Superman. And then in that series, it's more about him being Clark. And it's like, oh. So, yeah, it's really sweet. So, what I'll be doing is basically looking up and watching really cheesy Hallmark movies. Um, yeah, because they're fun. Especially if you're like, I'm in the mood for something cheesy and Hallmarky, so yeah. But yeah, how are you, Mutton? asking me about would I be able to buy you Robux someday? It's up to me. So right now I'm a broke college student, and what that means is I have no money. Like I actually owe like $6,000 right now. I have a part-time job in which I work only 1 day a week. So in other words, what that means is about once every 2 weeks I make $100. That's it. I actually, yeah, if I had a second job, I might be able to make a little bit more, but overall, it'll be some time before I'm able to afford anything fun. So, no, I am not able to buy you any Robux, unfortunately. So, yeah. I know, I get it, especially if it's like something that you like and something that's fun. Um, Aw, thank you. I'm more important to you than Robux. That's awesome. I think it's awesome, especially when people like people find others more important than just like money or something like that. And I get it, some people feel loved by gifts. In that case then I would go for like really cheap gifts. So like sometimes a person can find feels that um like gifts are like it could be something like, hey, let's go out to eat, or hey, I'm going to bring home a gift for you, and it's basically like a meal. So I remember reading The Five Love Languages of the Human Heart, for example, and in that book, there is this husband and wife. They had been married for years, and the wife, while the husband and wife were dating, he would go ahead and go out and get her gifts. And it was like maybe small gifts, maybe like a book or a notebook or something like that. Maybe a fake house plant or something like that. Well, then after they got married, he stopped buying those gifts for her. And she was like becoming angry and frustrated and like bitter toward him because it's like, you used to buy me gifts. And he's like, why? Like, I am looking, I will answer that question shortly. That is a loaded question. Am I looking forward to Christmas? That is a real loaded question, actually, and it's something that I haven't really touched base on because I'm not looking forward to Christmas, actually. Um, but yeah, so, anyways, five love languages of the human heart. So, what ends up happening is that he bought her gifts throughout their dating time during the time that they were dating. And then after they got married, he stopped buying her gifts. And she would always ask him, can you get me some gifts? And he's like, why? We have everything we need. And so she would go ahead and cook and clean and everything. And like, he was super happy. She was not. She was angry and bitter and miserable. So what ended up happening is that they attended the seminar, the five, by Gary Chapman. He's the guy who wrote Five Love Languages of the Human Heart. So they attended it, and after it, um, basically inside of him it clicked. Like the reason why she's like, can you get me gifts, is because she did not feel loved, basically. And she's like, I like how I feel loved is basically if you get me gifts. And so he didn't do anything that day. I think that was like on a Saturday. Sunday they went to church. Nothing was really different. And then Monday he comes home and he brings her gift. And then like Tuesday he brings her gift. Whenever he first brought her gift on Monday, I think she like broke into tears and was like, this is so sweet. And then so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then like throughout the week, like her attitude and everything just did a flip. Like, because it was the first time that she had been given gifts on a regular basis. I hope that gifts were given to her like on her birthday and Christmas and maybe like special occasions, but like other than that she didn't really get gifts. So it was only twice a year, and like let's say basically somebody, yeah, so basically it was like she rarely felt loved. um so anyways, he brought her gift like every single day. And it was like pizza and like chocolate for the kids one day. And then another day was a card. Another day it was like flowers. Another day it was like an actual like house plant of flowers. And so she like basically it was a 180 and he's like, you know what, I want to go ahead and because she was miserable, he's like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna buy her a gift every day and see if that changes things like for her so that way she feels loved. And so because of what he did, she went ahead and because he finally listened, because she's like, I just want a present. Like, I want presents from you and such. For me, it's like, if I'm asking someone for a present, sometimes it's not necessarily about the present. Um, well, take it back. It's basically, I want something to remember them by. So it could be something small. I like, for example, I'm a fan of books. So if they give me a book like once a year, it's like, okay, great. You know, I have a memento from them like once a year. And it could be something simple like a book that I really want, or it could be something like, for example, I've done this before where I gave someone a book based upon how I felt about them, or like, hey, you know what, I'm so glad you're alive, I'm so glad that you were born, that kind of deal. So, like, it doesn't have to be anything big, it has to be something that comes more so from the heart for me. And for me, it could be like some people might be like, here's a Rolex. So like, thanks, okay, like I wouldn't get it. So, um, yeah, I like being expensive doesn't matter as much to me, but being from the heart, that for me anyways, that means more. So, yeah, where it's like, yeah. So, but yeah, after that, because he finally listened to his wife and he realized, you know what, it's not that she's necessarily trying to complain about everything, it's just that she's unhappy and she doesn't feel loved. And it's like, let me go ahead and do something, in which she may feel loved by this. So, after that 1 week, her entire attitude flipped, and then he went ahead and after that he told her, you know, because he realized like she feels loved by gifts, he's like, he told her, I'm going to buy you a gift every single week. And because of that, like her entire life changed basically, and basically he gave her a gift every single week, after that, and she like feels loved. She felt loved from then on. She did not have to worry about feeling like angry or bitter or like upset or anything like that. I was like, that is so sweet. So yeah, um, I thought it was overall really really sweet. So I spelled coffee wrong. It said allergies and or other housing concerns. Start sneezing, coughing. Um, okay. Okay, so anyways, you had asked Eric if I'm looking forward to Christmas. So I had originally told my parents back in February, March, something like that. That basically, wait, was that February, March? No, that was this year. So it's like September, October, I think. Um, that basically I did not want them to come. And so I have trouble telling my parents now because my mom would throw a fit whenever I would tell her no. And it wasn't like, for example, I remember I would tell her, like, stop yelling. And she's like, don't tell me to not do something. It's yelling. It's not like, hey, don't, I don't know. But yeah, so she would go ahead and do that. And then what ended up happening was that they asked me again, and I went ahead and said yes, that they could come. So my parents will actually be coming here around Christmas break. Since it's less than a week, I think it'll be okay. I don't think, I hope my mom doesn't go like, you sound irritable because your voice is monotone and it's like not happy all the time. That she won't like go off on me and be a bitch that day. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So, yeah, yeah, I'm not too much looking forward to it. Um, But yeah, so they'll be here for about 5, 6 days. My dad requested off for that time, because he's an airline pilot, and so I think my mom gets to fly for free or at a severe discount rate. My dad will be coming down also, but I imagine considering that is around Christmas versus like other days of the year, that they may actually have to pay a few dollars in order to make sure that they get a flight. Otherwise, if they are flying standby, they might have to get to the airport at like 6 a.m. And they'll probably be flying through one of the major airline hubs because it's like airlines. So yeah, one of the major airline hubs, which they would definitely have to make sure that they buy a ticket versus just like, hey, I can be on standby. But the chances, yeah, no, never mind. The plane here would be full. So yeah. So interesting details about you. Do you have any hobbies? I enjoy reading, hiking, visiting new places that are based upon the culture. I promise you, probably on day 3, I'll be asking for McDonald's. And it's because it's like, it's different food. I like to try new food. Um, But I have heard that the food over there is so healthy, they have no seasoning. So a part of me is very much thinking about maybe bringing cayenne pepper with me or something. Now, people are like, put salt on it. Now, actually, salt and pepper became a staple due to a king. I can't remember which country it was, but due to a king, he's like, hey, you know what? We should have salt and pepper so that way, during a meal, we can add salt and pepper to each of the meals. Well, I'm just like, oh, so that's why we have like salt and pepper on most tables. Well, I've heard over in England the food is atrocious. Like it doesn't taste very good. They don't add seasoning. So, in order to cover up, I may end up bringing cayenne pepper because yeah, salt and pepper only helps to a certain degree, and cayenne pepper just covers it up and it makes your mouth feel like it's burning instead. So I would, if it tastes horrible, I may just be like, cayenne pepper, and put that on for me to have so I'm not as like, feel like puking the food or like being like, you know what, I don't want to eat it or like take a bite and then after like a few minutes take another bite and be like this is so bad. So yeah, so hobbies: enjoy reading, hiking, visiting new places that are based upon the culture, eating local foods. Any other interests? So hobbies, um hobbies: watching pop culture, movies that are clean, PG, or PG-13. Because, and I wanted to clarify on that because I know some movies out there are like rated R or X and are very popular, and I'm like, I don't want to watch those movies. Those are no. Um, so yeah. Um, Looking forward to Christmas. That's basically my Christmas. Sorry, it could be much in your life today. It is because I'm getting ready for school. It's okay. You know what? I understand school is very important, and I'm definitely glad that for you and where you're at, they require that you go to school. Because I know, excuse me, because I understand that there's some countries out there that they're like, oh, we don't have an education for you. And then also there's some places like I still remember this one girl, and I was like horrified, basically. Where basically it was like, yeah, the girl, she was 7 years old. And I was like, what grade are you in? And she's like, well, I'm supposed to be in second. Supposed to be. Or no, she said, I'm in second grade. But she was like, I am still doing kindergarten work, and it's because she's homeschooled. And I'm like, oh my, like your parents aren't actually teaching you. I don't even know if you know how to read and write. You're 7 years old. Like, I, I'm like, you might not even know how to read and write. That scares me because I'm like, this is America. Like, you're a kid. You need to know how to read and write. So, yeah, I'm glad that you are going to school and that you know how to read, apparently. You know how to write. I'm so glad that you are being taught that. So, yeah. Yeah, thanks again for making my day. I told my friends about you, and some of them even subbed to you. Really? You're so lovely and caring. Thanks again. And oh, wow. Thanks. I have a follower. Wow. I had no idea. I just made this just to kind of keep in touch with people. I didn't. Thank you. Oh, that's so sweet. I did not expect that at all. Thank you. Oh, you guys subbed. Oh, you're a sweetheart. If I could, I would definitely give you a hug. That is so sweet. And like your friends too. How old are, like, yeah. Well, never mind. Yeah. You made my day and I made your day. So that's a tie. It's a win. Yeah, it's a win in both of our books. So yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I just made these videos to kind of keep in touch with people. Sometimes I'll make videos for my school because the teacher is like, go ahead and do a okay, bye. I'll see you later. Hopefully tomorrow I'll do a live video a little bit earlier. So yeah, bye. And I'll make this video available later too. So yeah. Oh, thank you. Heart. Here, let's see. So yeah, there we go. Okay. All right, so I'm going to continue working on this while I talk. Thanks, Eric. You know, one way, so I've heard the saying, a girl's best friend or a way to her heart is by diamonds, and a way to a guy's heart is through his stomach, so make good food. In my case, however, like, you know, a diamond is forever, so like if I'm wearing a diamond, it means I'm engaged to you, or like, it doesn't even have to be a diamond. Like, it does not have to be a diamond. It just, needs to be like some kind of ring, basically. So it could be like basically something that means something, not like now if a person can only afford like a $50 ring, okay, yeah, I get it. But if it's like, let me make you a ring, then I will totally take it. Or like, let me get you something that means something, basically. Something that fits you. Um, but for me, the way through my heart, I will totally take some food. And then the way to marriage is through the ring. But other than that, like, I will totally take some food. Homemade pot pie, that sounds amazing. Oh my goodness. I've had homemade pot pie. It was really good. Like so good. Oh man, I really enjoyed it. It was good. Yes. Okay, is this still going? Okay, now it is. Okay. But yeah, I will totally. So Eric, I see flaming heart and flowers and Popeye. I will totally take like some healthy food, some homemade food. Oh my goodness, that sounds so good. Like Popeye, do you like cooking? Uh, yes. I unfortunately have not had um a huge chance to cook food. I haven't had really a huge access to a kitchen with like the utensils that you need to cook also. So last time I had a chance to cook that I felt comfortable with was oh well no, not this summer. It was like 2023, 2024. But usually the family cooked like one meal a night, and then everybody was sort of on their own for breakfast and lunch. And then sometimes I would have leftovers. So I do, like, for me personally, I enjoy cooking. Before 2023, 24, it was like 23, no, 22, 23, 24. No, it was 23 and 24. Before that, I didn't really have access to a good stove and I was busy. And then the time before that, that I had access to stuff was 2000 and maybe 22. So during that time, I actually lived with my parents in 2022. And then before that, in 2000 and it was 2018 to 22. And then before that, I lived in a house for a little while in which they cooked. They cooked enough for like leftovers. They made a lot of food, but they ended like they. I remember for a little while they would make a lot of food, but then they would go out instead of like eating those leftovers. They would go ahead and go out to eat like every night. I'm like, this is such a waste of food. But at the same time, like if they're cooking the food and they have the money to go out to eat, that's on them. My case, I was like, I'm broke. So I went ahead and like, yeah, so I was like, forget it. So yeah. Let's see. I enjoy reading, hiking, visiting new places that are based upon the culture, eating local foods, watching pop culture. Things do you do in your free time? Um, let's see. Traveling, So yeah, I enjoy cooking when I get a chance and if I have the ingredients and I have access to like the cookware. Otherwise, if I don't have any of that, then I'm just like, okay, there's like yeah, I can't really do anything. Anyways, I'll be right back. I need to go to the restroom real quick. So enjoy this picture of sunrise on the repeat, which I will be starting to read. If you like, I can even, you know what, from now on, I think if nobody's on, I'll just start reading from one of these books. So I'll be right back. I am back. Okay. There we go. I am back. But yeah, so do I like cooking, if I have the utensils and permission and the food to cook. So yeah, I honestly haven't cooked on a regular basis in quite a while, so I I think I would enjoy getting back into cooking. Um, yep, I'm back. It's a cat. I know, I like cats. Um, yeah, I'm back. But yeah, but yeah, I do I like cooking. Yeah, overall, I do like cooking. I just haven't cooked in a while, and so I'm definitely out of practice. That's cool. What is your favorite thing to cook, by the way, since you said you like to cook also? Okay, here, let's do, there we go. You don't cook, your sister cooks. Oh, wait, I'm so confused. You said you do too. And then I don't cook, my sister cook. What do you mean? Like you do too? As in like you like to eat home cooked meals or something else? Yeah. I didn't cook. I don't cook. My sister cook. Okay, what are you? Let's see. What sorts of things do you do in your free time? Is there anything else that would be helpful for a host family to know? Um, like to see, look, or I like cats. Oh, you like cats. Okay, that makes sense. My sister cooks for me. Okay, cool. So in that case, then, since you said your sister cooks for you, are you older than 21 or are you younger than 21, Eric? Since you say your sister cooks for you. So it sounds as though you like live with your family still, or at least you live with your sister. That's really cool, especially that you like cats. I think cats are cool. I know not everybody thinks that, but yeah. Your host family to know and to see local architecture. Take photos. What are you looking forward to doing in England? Our rough itinerary includes Windsor, Salisbury, Stonehenge. I'm 56. My sister is 57 or 58. Oh, Oh, okay. Do you at least pay for her or pay for the supplies? And I ask because, like, having, like, any food, it can run up money. Unless your sister makes enough, then I totally get it. Then never mind. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to continue working this while you type of your answer. What are you looking forward to doing in England? A rough itinerary, Bridgewater and surrounding towns, and London. You don't necessarily need to name a city, but what sorts of activities or other cultural experiences are you hoping to have? And to visit areas that are based upon that based upon certain parts that have been in movies or parts that are mentioned in history. Parts of England or parts that she takes care of my check. Oh, you're disabled, so she goes ahead and takes care of your check and everything else. Okay, that's good. That's awesome. Okay, thank you for clarifying and letting me know because I know, so I understand in this case because it's like if basically she's taking care of you and cooking for you, it's like, oh my goodness, that can run up a bill. But considering that you are disabled and she's taking care of you in terms of like your living arrangement and everything, then that makes 100% sense. So I totally get it in terms of that because that that definitely does make things a little bit more difficult in terms of like being able to do stuff or like being able to have food and such. So I 100% get it. I understand that so quite a bit. Um but yeah, I definitely understand that. So yeah. I'm hoping to visit areas that are based upon certain parts that were filmed, aka movies, shows based in certain parts of England that are in movies, films, or parts that are mentioned in history. Okay, Amazing Race. I definitely 100% want to see like um well yeah, really? Okay, so I Amazing Grace is my favorite film. It's the only one that will make me cry every single time because it's based upon William Wilberforce, who went ahead and helped overthrow the slave trade over in Great Britain. It makes you cry. It's because he devoted his life to this thing. So, anyways, in it, some of the filming locations was Old Royal Naval College in Greenwich, used for various exterior shots, including spa scenes. Kingston upon Hull, specifically William Wilberforce House, the childhood home of William Wilberforce. So they actually used like his location or like things. Yeah, so I thought that was really cool. The historic dockyard Chatham, Kent, that's over in Kent, doubled as London's bustling docks for period scenes. Silent House, Brentford, featured in interior scenes, including the Grand Hall for the spa. Gloucester, sure, like oh, what was that sauce? Yeah, people can't pronounce here in America. Um, Worcester, Worcestershire, Worcester, something like that. So it's like, um, Worcester. I can't pronounce it now. Okay, Worcestershire. There it is, Worcestershire. So it would be pronounced Gloucester, Gloucestershire. Okay. Transformed to create the atmosphere of London's East India docks around 1780 with historic ships present. And then specifics, Gloucester, or yeah, Gloucester docks played a crucial role featuring sailing ships and dockside activities. Now, I really am curious about the Wilberforce house. Like, was that the house that he actually, that, like, I would love it if I got to see the Wilberforce house. I would love it. Yep, they filmed at the Wilberforce house. Um, Filming locations: Old Royal Naval College, King William Walk, Greenwich, London, Greater London, England, UK. Wilberforce House, Kingston upon Hull, which is an East Riding of Yorkshire. Yorkshire. um, oh man, that I yeah, I love that. So, all right. One sec. So yeah. What else? Oh wow. Abolition, religion, and legacy. It was built around 1660 for the house. It's one of the oldest buildings in Hull. It was designed by William Catlin for Hugh Lister in a style known as artisan mannerism. Classical and local influences to create an original design. Passed to John Thornton and eventually to the Wilberforce family after Thornton's death. Okay, so this is like maybe like his childhood home, but then he grew up in it and he inherited it. Fingers crossed. Wilberforce was apprenticed to John Thornton and married his daughter. Bought the house when Thornton's son, Godfrey, after his death. In 1759, William Wilberforce, the abolitionist, was born in a room upstairs. To celebrate his birth, they added a decorative family crest to the main stairwell ceiling. The building you see today is different from the one built in 1660. What? Oh, okay. This is thanks to two extensions made by the Wilberforce family, one in the 1730s and another in the 1760s, but he was born in 1759. Okay. It was part home and part merchant business. So and then also the business occupied some rooms of the house in 1784. Like the bank manager lived above the shop in this place. 1830, Wilberforce sold the house to pay for his son's debts. What? The house continued to be used for various company offices. The last resident of Wilberforce House was James Henwood. Wow. They renovated it, they turned it into a museum, renovated it. They got funding in 2006 to redevelop the galleries and improve access. We reopened in 2007, marking the 200th anniversary of the abolition of the slave trade in Britain. So, yeah. They're built. So okay, William was their third child, but their first son. This was cause for celebration since the first son inherited the family estate and business. So that's why he had the area. Was born in Wilberforce House on the 24th of August, 1759. Sorry, what is this at? The air conditioner and heating unit that's downstairs, there's a leak. And so it's dripping water. And because it's dripping water, I'm like, either A, we don't have a mop, let's go ahead and have like a container of some kind. So there's a plastic container and a bowl that's downstairs that needs to be emptied out like once every maybe 30 minutes to an hour. And what is that my roommate, she poured out the water and I know it's a new container because I hear this splat, splat, splat that's going inside of the plastic container. So, when William was 9 years old, his father died. After this, he went to London to live with his aunt and uncle, Hannah and William Wilberforce. It was while living in St. James Place that William first learned about the Methodist religion. Methodism was a new religious movement. William's immediate family wasn't happy with its influence on him. He was only 9 years old. His grandfather even said, "If Billy turns Methodist, he shall not have a sixpence of mine." So in 1771, when William was 12, his mother brought him back to Hull. He was then sent to Pocklington School near Wilberforce as a boarder until 1776, when America declared independence. Age 17, enters St. John's College at Cambridge University. Cool. Like, they would actually go to the House of Commons to watch politicians debate. So I think I would like to go and see the House of Commons. I think that would be cool. Like, okay. Okay. Parliament. House of Commons and House of Lords. I would love that. City of Bath. So he would go to House of Commons to watch politicians debate with William Pitt, who was the future prime minister. When Wilberforce graduated, he was keen to develop a career in politics. By the way, what other questions do you have? I'm going to get off in the next few minutes because I've been on here for about an hour-ish. So I'll probably stay on for another 2 minutes, actually. He was keen to develop a career in politics. In 1780, at just 21, he became the Member of Parliament for Hull. Later in 1784, he became MP, or Member of Parliament for Yorkshire, one of the largest constituencies in Britain. Constituencies in Britain. Okay. Control C. Control V. Constituencies. Okay. Constituencies. 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 I'm so glad there's a pronunciation. I still feel like I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Constituencies. Nineteenth century political life was lively, and many cartoon pamphlets ridiculed their characters. Wilberforce held office in Parliament for over 40 years and held office as, Member of Parliament for Hull with Lord Manners. James Boswell the Wider saw Wilberforce speak in York during a political debate. Boswell called Wilberforce a shrimp due to his small size. That's hilarious. But when he spoke, Boswell said it was as if the shrimp had become a whale. I'm getting ready for bed. Oh, fair enough. I get it. It's like late, so I understand. I do. Wilberforce was known for his pleasant speaking voice in Parliament, a voice that earned him the nickname the Nightingale of the Commons. That's cool. That's really, really cool. Nightingale of the Commons. Okay. Wilberforce became involved in many social campaigns during his career. In 1796, he was a founding member of the Society for the Bettering of the Condition and Increasing the Comfort of the Poor. Wilberforce also helped set up the Bible Society. I wonder what that was involved with, or like what was involved with the Bible Society. And in 1824, he attended the first meeting of the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, now known as RSPCA. Oh my goodness! I did not. Oh! Okay, however, Wilberforce is best remembered for two key campaigns. The first was the reformation of manners to stamp out drunkenness and licentiousness. The second was his involvement in the abolition of slavery. Uh, oh, licentiousness is the quality of being sexually unrestrained, lewd, or immoral, often involving a wanton disregard for moral, legal, or social rules, especially concerning sexual conduct. Uh, wow, cool. I wonder what he did. So it may have been like no more prostitution or like, wow, the slavery campaign. A campaign against slavery, he became interested in abolition in the 1780s. However, he had concerns about raising the issue in Parliament since other MPs had money invested in the slave trade. I get it. His plan was to first concentrate on the abolition of the slave trade, so not slavery, and then the complete abolition of slavery. Wilberforce made his first abolition speech in 1789 with little success, but the defeat did not deter him. Wilberforce continued to present the abolition bill to Parliament for many years until in 1807 the bill was finally passed. 80, 90, so 18 years. Parliament gave 18 years. Oh my goodness. Parliament gave a round of applause to Wilberforce, who had tears running down his face. And that scene in that movie, like, people gave a round of applause because it finally passed after all those years. And in the movie, you see him, like, sort of crying or, like, tears in his eyes whenever they, like, actually had it pass. Okay. Yeah. So, anyways, Terry, no. The next step was the Slave Registration Bill in 1819. This enforced slave owners to register all slaves. Wilberforce was less active in the abolition of slavery itself due to ill health. As Wilberforce lay dying, he knew the abolition of slavery bill was due to pass. So, not the slave trade, but slavery. But it was up to his fellow MPs and abolitionists worldwide to keep up the fight against slavery, a fight that continues today. Oh, that's fine. You know what? I hope you have a wonderful night. I hope you sleep well, Eric. And yeah, sleep well and all that jazz. And yeah, I think that's don't let the bed bugs bite. I hope your bed is comfortable and you sleep comfortably. So yeah. Let's see. But I'll post this video up later. So I guess like whenever you get off, I'll go ahead or whenever it shows that 0 people are watching, I'll go ahead and stop the video. So yeah. The work of Wilberforce and the I'll keep talking since I'm almost done, I think. The work of Wilberforce and the abolitionists had a big impact on world history, but Wilberforce still had his critics. They argued that he cared more for enslaved Africans than the working class in Britain. Despite supporting enlightened ideas, Wilberforce supported some measures that restricted people's rights. Really, these included the Combination Acts that made trade unions illegal. Oh, okay, I see. People accused Wilberforce of being inconsistent in his support of campaigns. This was likely because Wilberforce was often split between his personal beliefs and loyalty to his friends and family. For example, Wilberforce had to choose between opposing slavery and his daughter's happiness. Okay. In 1827, okay, so that was after the end of slave trade. Wilberforce's youngest daughter, Elizabeth, wanted to marry Charles Penny. However, the Penny family were merchants whose wealth came from slavery. After many letters between the Penny family and Wilberforce, Elizabeth was sent to Bath, and she later married Reverend J. James. Good job. You married a better man. Yeah. He kind of looks like a famous actor or someone. So, like, this is, I think it's William Wilberforce. Yeah, Wilberforce, 1800. That's really cool. Religion was very important to Wilberforce. After he became a nonconformist Christian, he toiled with the problem of how to be a committed Christian and a politician. He would often debate the issue with friends and is known to have read books such as The Rise and Progress of Religion in the Soul by Philip Doddridge. In 1797, Wilberforce wrote A Practical View of Christianity, asserting his belief that people should use Christianity to create a better society. The book was a bestseller within 6 months. Oh, really? I want to read this. I want to read this. Oh my goodness. That is amazing. Okay. Okay. I did not know he wrote a book. That is. And it might be free. It's on Project Gutenberg, so it's out of copyright laws. So in other words, like, copyright laws do not apply to this guy. It's 294 pages. This work charges those who call themselves Christians to pursue the real nature and principles of the religion which they profess. Christianity is not a mere mortality to be held in private. Christianity is revelation from God, bringing new rights and correspondent duties. It is an entire way of life that requires diligence and study, transforming every aspect of the Christian's public and private life. Yeah. So, and then there's a book called, is it by William Wilberforce? There's a book called Real Christianity, and it's paraphrased in modern language and made more accessible to contemporary readers. So, okay. This is a book that helped abolish the slave trade in the United Kingdom and called Christians to live a more authentic life of faith more than 200 years ago. The timeless truths it contains will speak to readers in fresh ways today. Christians who eschew cultural Christianity and favor real faith in Christ will find the principles here thought-provoking and applicable. The social justice orientation will appeal to readers of Jim Wallis, Os Guinness, Charles Colson, Shane Claiborne, John Perkins, Bono, and Nancy Percy. Readers will also find the book is a good litmus test of the authenticity of their own faith. So Kindle, it's available for 49 cents. Hardcover, it's $33, and paperback, it's $18. So I just... fudge. I don't remember. I want to add it to my, like, oh, I had no idea that basically William Wilberforce, he, like, wrote a variety of books. Apparently that was the thing to do. Forget watching TV. They would go ahead and read books and, like, debate with each other and, like, That's really, really cool. Okay, so this ebook is for use of anyone, anywhere, at no cost, and this is the project cost and with no restrictions whatsoever. You may copy it, give it away, or reuse it under the terms of the Project Gutenberg license, including. So the title of this is A Practical View of Prevailing Religious System of Professed Christians in the middle and higher classes in this country. Contrasted with real Christianity. Author William Wilberforce. Wow. Oh, the pages aren't very long. They're like, each page is 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, like 7 lines each. So I'm just like, oh my goodness, wow. So it says like, let's say 305 pages, but it's actually like, again, it's not very long for each page. It's like 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So in the introductory, it's like 7 pages, but then in a different area, it's like 10 pages, or 10 lines, sorry, 7 pages and 10 lines. 7 lines for each page for the introduction, and then 10 lines for each page for the actual book. So honestly, it's not that long. It is. So I don't know how much it would actually be. Sissy. This is really cool. One, archive.org, you actually had to sign up and then sign for you to build and maintain. Okay. We don't charge for access, sell user information, or run ads. Okay. And then this on Gutenberg.org, it's completely and utterly free. Okay, let's try this. There we go. There we go. Okay, I finally got this video to play as long. So I have the video. I'm trying to run it through so that way, yeah. Anyways. Okay, 354 times 10. So that is equal to 3,540 lines. And how many lines are on each page for the website? So, and I think like all this can be on. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. And then that divided by 29. So it's only about 122 pages if I do like 29 lines for it. So Gutenberg.org, thank you so much. I do appreciate you. Will I be able to understand all of this? I have no idea. I really don't know. But I'm ecstatic. Like they have like wow. I had no idea he like wrote his own book. So he was the father of six. Devoted to his wife Barbara Spooner, who he married in May 1797. Their home was always filled with visitors and friends who came for advice or good conversation. Despite this, Barbara was known as a poor hostess. Despite this, Barbara was known as a poor hostess who provided little food for their guests. Likewise, their many servants were often too sick or too old to serve the family. It's said that Isaac Milner would yell for bread and butter at the dinner table. Wilberforce's son Samuel became Bishop of Oxford. He argued against Charles Darwin's theory of evolution with Thomas Huxley. It's a lively debate with one woman fainting, people yelling, and Huxley confessing that he would rather have an ape than a bishop for an ancestor. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Death and legacy. On the 29th of July, 1833, William Wilberforce died. His death was marked with a state funeral held in Westminster Abbey on 3rd August 1833. He is buried next to his friend William Pitt. Here in Hull, Wilberforce's hometown, a subscription was raised to build a Wilberforce monument. They laid the foundation stone on 1st of August 1834 while flags flew and bells rang in celebration. So the statue Wilberforce was added later in 1835. So I'm going to put that I want to see his statue. All over the world, people remember Wilberforce and his legacy in Freetown, Sierra Leone. A village is named after Wilberforce. Wow. And in Ohio. What? And in Ohio stands America's oldest private university, Wilberforce University. Oh my goodness, yes! Founded in 1856, the university caters especially for African American students. I don't know if it's still there. Okay, Wilberforce. Okay, and it's in Wilberforce, Ohio. So I want to see this in travel plans. It's not my favorite place. I have not been there yet. Okay. Susie. I may see it. Or try and see it. I had no idea. That's really, really cool. Okay. It's just outside of Dayton by like maybe 20 minutes or so, it looks like. So it's not too far outside of Dayton. But that is amazing. I want to visit. So yeah, this is basically William Wilberforce. That's exciting. Um, Project Gutenberg. Thank you. Starting this project, Gutenberg ebook professional Christians. Shoot. I'm trying to adjust because my feet are cold. So yeah, hence why the noise. Um, oh, maybe I should look up. Okay, it's still playing good. That is. What am I looking for? Goodreads.com. There we go. Okay, so anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will talk to you guys later. I'll be on tomorrow night, about 7. Yeah, tomorrow will be about 7. Wednesday will be a lot earlier because me and my roommate plan on watching a show or movie, or like I actually have a list here, and it's basically things that I need to do. Andor, the Star Wars series, P. Diddy, if our other roommate, so Star Wars series and such, so I'm holding off to watch P. Diddy until the other roommate shows up because, like, she was one of those who was watching it with us. I don't want to watch it without her. But if she doesn't show up by, like, let's say the end of everything, then we'll just watch it, like, the last day or something. Andor, Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, Superman, Obi-Wan, because he is part of the Star Wars series. We did watch K-pop Demon Hunter, and then I'm gonna finish watching The Boys. I have seen Detective Pikachu. She has not. So what we'll do is that we'll basically go back and forth between um, shows and movies that she wants to watch, and then something that I do want to watch. So like. Detective Pikachu is number 1, so we'll watch that first, and then we'll get into like Andor, for example. And then after that, like for example, we'll watch like 2 episodes of Andor, and then after that, number 2 is Demon Slayer, so we'll watch like a couple episodes of Demon Slayer, and then go over to Andor, and we'll keep watching those until that's done. But anyways, so number 1 is Detective Pikachu, and then Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey. Muppets Christmas Carol, Digimon, One Piece, cartoon or live action. And I understand it's over 1,000 episodes, but what I plan on doing is basically watching. I only want to watch it because I've heard people talk about it for so long. But I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I don't want to watch all of it. Maybe like 10, maybe 20 episodes because they're each about 20 minutes long, I think, 20 to 30 minutes long. And by watching only 10 episodes, you end up watching like um, 200 minutes, which is like about 3 hours worth, a little over 3 hours. So it's like, you know what, let's go ahead and do this. If you're wondering how I figured that out, just doing math for years. So like if you take 300 and then thinking about, I think my math is wrong. My math is wrong actually, now that I think about it. I had to write this stuff out. So take 300 divided by 60. So that's cut off the 0 at each end. So take 30 divided by 60. No, I'm saying 200. Sorry, 200 minutes, not 300. 200 minutes divided by like 60. So yeah, so cut off the 0 on both ends. So take off 10 basically of each part. And then 20 divided by 60 is like 3, I think. 3, yeah, a little over 3 hours, I think. Oh, shoot. I can't think. Yeah, it ends up being a little over 3 hours because 60 times 3 is 180. So I think I thought about that. 60 times 3 is 180. So if it's 200, 60 times 3, 200, 180. And then it's like one more episode. So we might not even need to watch like 10 or 20 episodes. We might just watch 10. So like maybe once a year. That sounds so long. Maybe like once a month or something. I could watch like 20 episodes or something, and then the next wait a month and then watch 20 more episodes. And then maybe whenever I'm about to die, I'll finally catch up with all of One Piece. That sounds so horrible. So, yeah. Anyways, but basically, honestly, am I really going to do that? No. Um, let's see, One Piece, The Old Guard too, because I've seen the first one, I have not seen the second one. I would like to watch Marvel movies or shows because I've seen some of them. A part of me wants to watch Everwood. My roommate is a huge fan of Psych, but it also reminds me of The Mentalist. Um, there's a show called The Watcher. Oh no, it's a YouTube channel. The Great Gatsby, she has not seen, so I guess we're going to be watching it. So yeah, and I put down Rosa Maiden. So yeah. Anyways, I think that's about it. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. Let me know, I guess, comments, concerns, anything else like that. I'll be on tomorrow. I also set an alarm for me to be on. So I set the alarm for like 6:50, so that way I have enough time to like go to the restroom and whatever else. So yeah, talk to you guys later. Bye.